Welcome to the 17th level of my Super Mario Wonder Kanji Scavenger Hunt. I'm playing the game in Japanese mode and translating on-screen text as we see it. Every time I see a new kanji, I've been adding it to my definition inventory list. So far, we've got 259 of the standard Joyo kanji and another 2 that weren't even in my dictionary. If you haven't seen the earlier videos, I transcribed the kana with hiragana in white or black depending on the background, katakana in brown, and kanji in blue. Then I give the phonetic translation, the literal word-for-word translation, and finally the meaning as I understand it in English. We've just worked our way through the Petal Islands and are now ready to visit the Fluff Puff Peaks, or Fluffy Mountain as it seems to be called in Japanese. Now we get another quick look at the world map, and we have World 2 properly identified. And we get Koopa Jr. having his little speech again. The first bit of katakana literally spells out, ha ha ha! It's done to make it seem a little bit like a bully's laugh. After the exclamation, we get kono, meaning this, and the kanji yama for mountain, this mountain. The next word, I, means good. The kanji following that is one we can add to the list as part of the word nagamida. It means to gaze or look. Its own reading is cho. We are using the kun reading of naga. Nagame means view. The da ending means is. It is a good view. He then ends with zo, which is a pretty masculine way to emphasize that he really means it. The next bit starts with the word yapari. It's a bit versatile, but it means after all or although. Then we have hitori jime. Hitori means alone. Adding the jime makes it more possessive, all to himself. Shite means do. And then the next compound kanji starts with another new one with the word seikai data. The first kanji means correct. It's got several readings, including the on reading of sei, which we're using here, and sho. Its kun readings are tada and masa. The second one means solve. It has on readings of kai, which we're using here, and ge. It also has a kun reading of to. Together, they mean correct answer. The data suffix makes it past tense. He finally ends with na, which is a common way of adding emphasis. Now that Bowser Jr.'s had his say, we get a nice view of the whole mountain. Looks like there's quite a few places to explore. But before that, I guess we've got to hear out Mr. Florian again as he yabbers on. Florian is going to tell us about our objective now. The katakana he starts with, moku moku, as far as I can tell, means fluffy. That also seems to match the English name of Fluff Puff. The following kanji compound is made up of two familiar characters. The first one, ko, means tall or high. The second one, zan, is mountain. So the fluffy high mountain. The ni particle gives us action, so in this case, I'd liken it to or at. The next familiar kanji participates in this word, tsukimashita. Tsuki means arrive, and the mashita form makes it past tense. We have arrived at the fluffy high mountain. The addition of ne means that he expects Mario to be in agreement. Kono means this. If you're confused by the distinction between kore and kono, they both mean this. You would use kore if you are indicating an item with this. This is a video. You use kono if you are describing something. This video is educational. So the thing being described here is chojo, a compound kanji made up of a couple we've seen before. It's made up of cho for top and jo for up or above. Together it means top or peak. Ni again marks some kind of action. I think on is the best analogy for this one. The katakana string spells out grand seed. The following particle ga marks the grand seed as our primary subject. Aru means there is. Hazudes means should be. There should be a grand seed at the peak of the mountain. Now we're finding out that Florian isn't really comfortable. Indicates a bit of a shudder. Samu, cold. He then adds the ga particle to indicate the cold is his primary subject. The following wana makes the cold a bit more active. It is cold. Then we have watashi meaning I, and then uses the compound particle niwa. As you know from before, the wa part means Florian is making himself the main subject of the sentence. The addition of the ni makes it a bit more of an emphasis that the reference to himself and the cold is a big one. The next word, kibishi, means intense. We then see the kanji michi for road in the word michinori, which means the way. Another use of the ni particle is to be read as to. The following word, nari, means becoming. Sodes is kind of a verbal exclamation point. Terminal ne, again, means he's not expecting any argument from Mario. Florian is not a fan of the cold and thinks this path is going to be rough on him. Now another little tip. Elde, or with the L button, itsu demo. Itsu means when, demo means but or even. Together they mean any time. The kanji compound here is one we've seen before. The first one is chi, meaning earth or ground. The zu means figure or image. Chizu means a ground image, or as we would say, a map. The wa particle means the map is our subject. The next kanji in the word hirakimes means open. He adds yo as an indication that he's imparting knowledge that should be taken in. Then we have sa. It means come on. Lastly, ikimashou. We know this kanji pretty well as go. This imperative form can be read as let's go. So now it's time to begin our exploration of the Fluffy Mountain. So first stop, as always, is our Poplin House. Florian is still shivering. Ah, Semukata. Again, Semu means cold. The kata ending makes it past tense. It was cold. Poplin seems friendly. Yokoso, welcome. Then the kanji Oji, made up of king and child, so prince. He ends with sama, an honorific version of san. Poplin is going to tell us more about this place. We know that because he starts with koko, meaning here, and the wa particle, making here the subject. We have a compound kanji that is new to us, but is made up of a couple kanjis we've seen before in the word tozan. The to part means climb, while the zan part is mountain, so together, mountain climbing or mountaineering. The third kanji starts the next word, suki, meaning to like. The ga particle makes the mountaineering our sub-subject under the here. The next kanji forms the word tsudo, meaning to gather. This is a place where people who like mountain climbing gather. After that, we get a new kanji in the word ikoe. This one has an on reading of k. We're using the kun reading here of iko. It means rest or relax. Then we get the kanji for Yama Mountain again. Finally, he ends the sentence with Moku Moku Tozan, the name of the mountain. This is where those who love mountain climbing come to relax. This one starts with the word sancho for summit, again using the wa particle. So the summit is our subject now. Then we have totemo, a superlative for very. The next compound kanji in the word kimochi means feeling. It's made up of ki for spirit and mo for have. Then the double e hiragana means good. The indes suffix makes it an explanatory tone, and the yo ending emphasizes that even further. There's a very good feeling to be had at the summit. The next sentence starts with okina. We have the na form of an adjective that tells us that the word is describing what follows, and what follows here is another new kanji. We're on a roll. This one has on readings of se and sho. In this case, we're using its kun reading of koe. It means voice. He then uses the de particle, which in this case corresponds to with, so with a big voice. The next word in hiragana is sakubu, meaning to scream or yell. The following to particle in this case, I think, means when, as a shortened version of toki. The next compound kanji appears in the word saikodashi. Saiko means best. It's made up of sai, meaning most, and ko, meaning tall or valuable. The dashi suffix changes the typical des form of is to a more additive form like in addition to. It feels great to be at the summit, and when you're there, screaming really loudly adds to the feeling. Demo, however, he then used the katakana string spelling out warumono, or evil person, and shows us a picture of Koopa Jr. The ga particle makes that scamp our subject. We then get a compound kanji with two more kanjis for our collection. The first one has an on reading of kyo and a kun reading of e and o. In this case, we're using e. It means to reside or be somewhere. The second one has an on reading of za and a kun reading of suwa. It means seat or sit. Together in the word isiwate, it means to stay, implying that he's not moving along. The following ite can be read as be, to solidify the link between the staying and Koopa Jr. We then get the kanji nobo again for climb in the word noboranaku, which is a negative permissive form, meaning he can't climb. The following word, nachata, means it happened, so we know they were able to climb before. Then we have indes again as an indication that the poplin wants us to understand this as new information. Onaga desu. We already know this kanji. The nagai part of this word basically means wish. Adding the o in front gives it reverence as a pleading request, and the des suffix makes it even more real with is. Altogether, it can be read as, I beg of you. Now he says watashi with no particle, changing I to mai. Wonder seed is spelled out in katakana with the o particle, making it an object in the sentence. We then have a new kanji in the following word, o yuzurishimasu. This kanji has an on reading of jo and a kun reading of yuzu. It is a very formal and humble way for the poplin to say he is giving us his wonder seed. The next word, kara, means from, then mara means also. Then we have the compound kanji in the word yamanobori, mountain climb, followed by dekiru, which is to be able. The next word, yo, means use with the ni particle. I'm reading it as to. Shite means do. And lastly, kudasai is please. He's giving us his wonder seed and thinks it will help us climb the mountain to confront the evil Koopa Jr. Kawaii. This word was a little confusing for me at first because it kind of looks like cute, yes, too. But with a little research, it turns out to have a pretty different etymology altogether. When written out in kanji, it's a triplet made up of can, pathetic, and idea. So when combined, Prince Florian is actually sympathizing with the popling. Oh, you poor thing. Ona, such. Koto, thing. Suru, do. Nante, what. So far, this comes out to be what a thing to do. The following katakana gives us Koopa Jr. with his grinning mug again. The no particle means that what follows is an attribute of what came before, which in this case is Koopa Jr.'s actions. Shiwazani, on purpose. Florian doesn't think this behavior is an accidental thoughtlessness. The kanji here, chiga, in the next word chigai, means different, and arimasen means there is not. This deliberate behavior is no different from the actions Prince Florian would expect from Koopa Jr. Yoshi! This is not talking about a hungry dinosaur that Mario may know. It's an expression of determination. All right. Then we have mina, everyone. The no particle, meaning what comes next belongs to everyone. The kanji yama, again for mountain. Then we have to for and, followed by katakana spelling out grand seed. Everyone owns the mountain and the grand seed. The o particle makes those things passive objects in the sentence. The next kanji you might remember means take. It's in the word torimadoshi. The tori part means take, the moto part means return, and the shi ending means do. The ni particle makes it an action. They're going to take back the mountain and the grand seed. We get the kanji compound sansho again, mountain and top, for summit. Ikimasho, the imperative form of go. Let's go to the summit. Flower here repeats the onegai, we beg of you. And after all of that dialogue, we finally get that wonder seed that we were promised. Now we can move forward and explore a little bit of the mountain. So here's the little radio terminal if I want to play collaboratively. I do not generally do that, especially with what I'm trying to do here. I kind of like to just go through and do things on my own. Getting a little bit of a look at what's going on here, a bunch of stuff we can do. But of course, we've got another poplin to talk to. Mo. This is an expression that can mean already, enough, or geez, depending on context. It can express frustration or annoyance. In this case, it adds emphasis, like saying ugh or geez in English. Watashi, this means I or me. It's a common polite way to refer to oneself. Now we get a new kanji again. It has an on reading of do and kun readings of ika and oko. Oko is the reading we're using here in the word okutamasu. This is a polite form of okoru, which means to get angry or to be angry. Okutamasu is a contracted form of okutemasu, which means I am angry or I am upset. So putting it all together, the sentence translates to, ugh, I'm angry, or geez, I'm upset. The poplin is expressing frustration or anger, and the sentence conveys a sense of being upset. Soko. This word means there or that place. It's used to refer to a location that's not too far from the speaker, or where the speaker is pointing or indicating. O is a particle that marks the direct object of the verb. In this case, it's marking there as the object of the action. For example, that place that should be looked at. Mite, this is the te form of the verb miru, which is to look or to see. The te form is used to connect verbs or to make requests. Kudasai. This is a polite form used when making a request. It literally means please, but when attached to the te form of a verb, it turns that sentence into a polite request. Please look. Please look there. Or please look over there. Hora. This word is often used to grab someone's attention or to point something out. It's like saying look or see in English. It can also be used to emphasize a point. Then we have katakana spelling out waru mono again. This means bad person or villain. No. This is a possessive particle or linking particle. In this case, it connects Koopa Jr. with the cause of something. Seira. This means because of or due to. It's used to indicate that something bad or unfortunate is caused by Koopa Jr. Kore means this, and then the kanji compound ijo means more than or beyond. Kore ijo, this means any further or more than this. Noboranai, This is the negative potential form of the verb noboru, which means to climb. Noborunai means cannot climb or unable to climb. And des, this is a sentence-ending expression used to explain something, give a reason, or add emphasis. It's a casual form of no des, which is often used in explanatory or motive sentences. Look, because of Koopa Jr., I can't climb any further. This sentence expresses disappointment in the poplin's inability to climb the mountain and a plea for a solution. Tenoshimi ni shiteta means I was looking forward to, with tenoshimi referring to anticipation or excitement, and shiteta being the casual form and past tense of shiteta, which was doing. Yamanabori ga indicates that mountain climbing is the subject of the sentence. Dekinai nante conveys shock or disappointment, with dekinai meaning cannot do and nante expressing disbelief, similar to think that I can't in English. The second part, nantoka naranai and desho ka, is a hopeful plea for a solution. Nantoka means somehow or in some way. Naranai means won't become or won't work out. And ndeshoka is a polite way to ask if something can be done. Altogether, this sentence means, I was really looking forward to mountain climbing, but now I can't do it. Isn't there some way to make it happen? It conveys how disappointed the poplin is that he can't climb and a desperate wish for Mario to solve his problem. Finally, we get into the actual level. In English, it's known as Outmaway Valley. As usual, the Japanese name is a little more descriptive. It starts with a new kanji for the collection. You might notice that it looks an awful lot like mizu for water, but it has that little extra stroke on the left. That stroke changes it to ice. Its own reading is hyo, and the kun reading we are using here is kori, a pretty useful one for an icy mountaintop. That is followed up by tsuru tsuru, which means slippery, so we have a slippery ice. The katakana spells Zundoku, which is the Japanese name for the Outmaway enemy. The no particle gives us ownership, and the last kanji we've seen before is tani for valley. Altogether, we have slippery ice in the Outmaway's valley. This sentence is a cautionary statement about moving on icy ground. We start off with a kanji to add to the list. This one has an on reading of to and a kun reading of ko and kogo. We're using ko with the word kota, with kota being the past participle of koru, to freeze. The next word is a compound kanji made up of earth and ground, and another new one. This one has an on reading we are using here of men. It also has kun readings of omo and tsura. It means face or surface. It's followed by the dewa particle, which means that what follows has an impact on what we just said. In sum, kota, jimenda, wa, means on frozen ground. The next part starts with the third new one. This one is again using its on reading of kyu. Its kun reading is iso. It means hurry or sudden. It participates in the word kyu with the particle ni, meaning suddenly. The next kanji is one we've seen before, meaning to stop. Tomaranai is the negative potential form, so it means can't stop. When together like this, it means you can't stop suddenly on frozen ground. The second sentence, Kyo tsuketa susumo, is an encouragement to proceed cautiously. Kyo tsuketa means be careful or pay attention, and susumo is the volitional form of susumu, to move forward, which encourages action. Altogether, the sentence translates to, you can't stop suddenly on frozen ground, be careful and move forward. It serves both as a warning and an encouragement to proceed with caution. So we've been warned about this slippery ice, so now we're just going to make our way through the level carefully, I guess, as it asks us to do. Not sure how helpful the bubbles are here. And obviously getting my ship feet on the ice here. A little bit of spazzy jumping. So these are the Outmaways that kick these ice blocks at me. I'll also return fire on shells and things like that. Flower seems to be surprised by the ice, so maybe it wasn't always there. Or maybe he's just talking about the stuff that's flying around from these guys. Let's see if I can grab this handle. Those always seem to have something. Apparently those are slippery too. I suppose it's a good thing I did that. Would hate to miss the purple coin. There's the example of them firing back at me. That was not a bad one. Getting nailed by his own ice block. There seems easier said than done, though. Oh, the ice crushes the flower coin. That's not nice. Looks like this flower enjoyed his ride, and he wants to do it again. Mo, meaning again or more, and Ikai, meaning one time or once. This is actually a new kanji for the collection. Thanks, Mr. Flower. We are using the on reading of Kai here. It has a kun reading of Mawa. So Mo Ikai means one more time or once more. Yaritai is the Tai form of yaru, to do, which expresses the flower's desire to perform an action. Finally, na is a casual sentence-ending particle that conveys a sense of reflection or personal longing. Altogether, the sentence translates to, I want to do it one more time. It conveys a wish or eagerness to repeat an enjoyable or meaningful experience like that wild ride the flower just took. Can't quite make it to that guy just yet, so I'll have to find another way in, I suppose. Perhaps this suspiciously easy to avoid hole. Aha! And there we go. For 2 down. Only 1 more to go. Let's go! Oop. Apparently I want to ride that ice block just a little further. Get my over those nasty old spikes. All right. Subarashi! Wonderful! Gotta hit the jump just a little earlier when you're on the slippy stuff. I'm not sure that was that worth it, but okay. Suspicious block of ice. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And here we go. Got the Wonder Flower. What's gonna happen now? Oh my. I am riding a giant snowball. A giant snowball that seems to be collecting bits and pieces of the level as I go. Found an egg. I even took out the flagpole. Whoa! Flower is not quite sure what's going on. More and more bits seem to be getting a big snowman. Yeah, here's the flagpole. And there's the Wonder Seed. Back to normal. Snowball falls down something. And we get, I guess, the second flag of the level. Let's get our wonderful... There we go. And here's a Poplin with the Wonder Seed for me. But alas, I guess I have to get that first flagpole too, and the house that the snowball probably flattened so that I can get that last seed. So I guess we'll just tackle one more round here. This sentence explains the mechanic of collecting big purple coins that we've already collected in the past run-through. Ju Ferrara coin refers to 10 flower coins as the object of the action, and the katakana simply spells out flower coin. The following bit consists of mo ikai, meaning one more time. Then toru, to collect or take, and to, meaning if or when, indicating a conditional action. So together, if you collect one more time, the next part starts with katakana spelling out flower coin again and the ga particle, making those our new subject. Sanmai means 3 of them. Mai is the counter for flat objects. Tenihairu means literally hand enter or to obtain. I think this is saying that if I collect 10 flower coins, I will get 3, but I think what it really means is that if I collect the 3 flower coins again, I'll get 10 of the ones I can spend at the store. Alright, just a quick blitz through this time, since we've already got everything that we really need to do except for that last Wonder Seed. So don't need to take all the little detours and searches. But this slippery stuff does mean I still have to be a little careful. Apparently, that's a safe spot that I did not properly take advantage of. Well done, me.
Let's go!
Alright, restocked and ready to go. Don't need to worry about the big snowball this time, because I want to actually get that first flag. But I can take this for a ride. Oh, good thing I already have my wonderful. Anyway, that'll be it for this video. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see any more, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.